renovation. One of the most important rooms in the country has a new look and new features. The newly remodeled Situation Room in the White House, used by presidents since 1961, where they observed and made calls on everything from the Cuban Missile Crisis to the operation to kill Osama bin Laden. The space was in dire need of a makeover. Chief Washington correspondent and moderator of The Hill, Blake Berman, is with us right now. Blake, good morning. I know you were one of only a few journalists allowed to go behind the scenes. Before we ask you what it looks like to you, $50 million for this upgrade. What in the world did they spend all that money on?
It was about a dozen of us yesterday, Adrienne. Very small group that got to go into this brand new White House Situation Room. You're right, 50 million bucks, basically in that range. It is, when you walk in there, pretty surreal, first off. You're like, whoa, I'm in the Situation Room. Let me just sort of walk you around. So you get in there, and it sort of feels like being in a five-star hotel combined with like one of the nicest office buildings you've ever been in. You asked what they spent the money on. A lot of it had to do with the JFK Jr. conference room. That is, of course, the famed room where the president of the United States sits down, gets information, and makes some of the most consequential decisions. Some of it was cosmetic. The last redo was in 2007. I believe you're showing pictures right now. Last redo was 2007. So some of it cosmetic, but a lot of it as well technological. They didn't exactly get into what was some of the technology behind it. Of course, a lot of that, if not all of it, is classified, except to say the White House. We spoke to Mark Gustafson, who is the director of operations at the Situation Room. He said basically it allows them to bring in more content now to the commander-in-chief so that he can make the best decisions in real time. Keep in mind, when you're talking about intelligence across the United States government, it doesn't just come from one place, right? Oftentimes, this is coming in from multiple outlets all over the world. And so essentially, this new Situation Room allows them to bring in much more of that content to the commander-in-chief. They shut this thing down completely for 365 days, a year, right to the day, to do this brand new redo. They even had to drill down some 5 feet underground to bring in new wiring and the like. There's also the new watch room, all these brand new flat panel televisions. It really looks like if you were to build a Situation Room in 2023, what would it look like? This is it. You're watching it. They also reconfigured, Adrienne, exactly this whole complex. The JFK Jr. Conference Room is where the president sits down, but there's other rooms as well. And one interesting note, Adrienne, that we learned yesterday, if we could show the picture. Going back to President Obama, of course, there's the famed image of President Obama sitting down in the Situation Room, watching in real time the raid on Abbottabad, the raid on Osama bin Laden. That was actually a side room, a much smaller room when President Obama was watching that. That room is gone, Adrienne. What they actually did was they took it, and it has now been moved to President Obama's presidential library.
Or it will be.
They basically took it intact and move it. Yeah, what will be, right, the presidential library. And that room now has been divided out into 2 other small, essentially like walk-in closet kind of rooms. One of the takeaways, you know, this thing gets played in basically the movies, TV shows, up and down the line. The actual JFK Jr. Conference Room, probably about 200 square feet, just a normal size conference room. The other breakout rooms, maybe the size of a walk-in closet or a bathroom. Booth. Either way, and the phone booth went to Joe Biden's. It will be going to President Biden's library as well. So they completely redid the thing. And I gotta say, Adrienne, never thought I could say that I hung out in the Situation Room, but there I was for half an hour yesterday.
That's very cool.
Getting a first-hand look at it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.